Hello viewer, and welcome to yet another episode of First Foods First. This is where you get to learn about the first foods that God gave us. And you get to also learn how fast we will be able to make them. What is more is that we are going to talk about how certain of these foods will help us to alleviate some suffering, address certain conditions that we may be having, help us even as we go through the difficulties of going through treatment. I'm your host, Tabitha Ochieng, and I'm glad to be joined by our guest,
Jackie Mutheu. Welcome.
Thank you. So in this episode, we are going to look at again some simple foods that we can make. Jackie, what are we handling now?
We're handling okra.
Okra. So we want to do a simple
Okra
stew
dish.
of okra. And we will also be able to do another vegetable
salad.
Salad or drink?
Yes, it can be oil.
We'll do a drink,
I think I was good. Yeah, we have a juicer here, so it's a drink. Yeah, it's a drink. It's
We'll
not a
do
salad.
our drink.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into this, because this is real quick, you know, maybe we need to first talk about the condition that we are going to handle now, which is diabetes. Yes. So
Yes,
about the
diabetes.
what is
Diabetes. So it's a condition whereby the blood glucose levels are not in a state where the body is able to regulate them. Yeah, because you'll find that there are different forms of diabetes. We have type 1 diabetes, where the pancreas produces less or little insulin.
Insulin, yeah.
Insulin is the one which takes the glucose to the bloodstream.
All right.
Yeah, it's produced by the pancreas gland. And we have type 2 diabetes, where there's resistance.
So when we are having resistance, then it means that initially things were okay, but something went wrong.
Went wrong.
Okay, so what are we addressing with these beautiful things here?
Definitely we'll address type 2 diabetes.
Type 2, because it has to do with lifestyle,
With
right?
lifestyle.
Yeah, so our feeding, our exercise, and all those
Actually,
other
it's
things.
lifestyle, because the risk factors, it's low good cholesterol, obesity,
Obesity, yes.
low the good fats. Yeah. So you see, it's just going around the how we live, what we eat, do we do exercise, do we take enough water, So what happens when you have excess sugar, hyperglycemia? When we have hyperglycemia, it comes with complications.
Okay, like what kind of complications?
Like kidney damage.
Oh.
Yeah, because when there's excess glucose, then that means the kidneys have to work over. Yeah, they have to work
so
extra
over a
harder.
longer period of time, if it is not addressed, then you're likely to damage your kidneys as well.
Because it has to work harder to get rid of this excess glucose, thereby there's increase of urine output.
But now tell me something, Jackie.
And this urine output can lead to hunger.
You have mentioned hyper. The rest finish for me because I don't understand it.
Hyperglycemia.
That one.
The glycemia, it's hyper is high, and glycemia is glucose in the blood. Yeah.
But now I've also been told that there are some people who suffer
low. Hypo.
Oh, so that now is hypo.
Hypoglycemia.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know by the time we're done with this, I shall have been educated enough to know the difference between hyper and hypo of those things. But first, maybe we get this going. This is really going to be quick. Our okra dish.
Yes.
Very, very simple.
Yeah.
Now, we are using okra. And we are saying we want to address issues such as diabetes.
Sure.
So tell me something about okra.
Let me help you with that side so that...
okay.
Yeah.
Kindly.
Yeah.
Kindly.
So, about okra.
Yes.
We have our okra here. It's a type of a vegetable. You can benefit from the water, from the okra water.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you have experience with the okra water.
Okra water.
Yeah.
Yes. That is something some people have used to regulate, to help them manage this condition of diabetes. And you know, it's so simple. It's amazing that it works, because all that people need to do, all you need to do when you're making the okra water is, well, you have a choice. There are people who like to put the entire pod, wash it nicely, and just keep it there in water. And you know, you do that overnight. By morning, you have water to use to help regulate the blood sugar. Another way is to chop it. Chop it? Yes, like we've chopped ours, and then you let it stay in water. The difference is when you chop it, then the water gets a bit slimy. So if you're not...
So you should be one that it will be bitter and the slimy part.
Yes, it will be slimy and bitter.
So it may not
but
be...
still, because of the benefits,
why
wouldn't I take that if it's going to help deal with a problem? I think that would just be fine.
So we also benefit from the...
my pan is hot.
It's hot.
Let me have a bit of onion.
Onion. We have our onions here.
So we will saute the onion. Remember, we said there are some oils that we consider a little safe. Olive oil is one of them, so you can use it to lightly saute. Otherwise, put your...
And as much as...
Put your oil after the vegetables.
After the vegetables. And if we can, we try avoiding.
Avoid it altogether. And especially now that we are dealing with diabetes, I don't know if you noticed how little I put. That was just about less than a tablespoonful of oil. And that's good enough. You don't need a lot of it.
Yeah, because the excess of it also, in as much as it's good, it can be harmful.
Yeah, it will definitely be not very good. Let me change this like this. Okay, so with my onions sauteing, I'll be ready to put
the okra.
The okra.
Yeah, so we can benefit from the okra water and from the okra pod itself, the whole thing. And also the seeds, you can dry the seeds, roast them and grind them into powder.
You're saying so much about okra. I think I need to slow you down a little bit.
Okay.
We're talking of okra. The okra that we have now here is the entire pod. We've just chopped it.
We've just chopped it.
But you're talking of the seed. Tell us now, what about the seed?
Yeah, there are seeds in there. The okra has seeds. So you can dry the seeds, roast them, grind them into powder. And this powder you can use in different dishes. In smoothies.
And the benefits of these seeds?
The benefits of the seeds?
Yes.
Basically, okra is rich in fiber.
Yes.
So it slows down digestion. And also it helps because it doesn't lead to the blood glucose level spiking.
Yeah, because of the fiber.
The fiber.
Yeah, it will contain that.
It will contain that.
Interesting. I know, like the water we talked about, people have used it over the years. Over the years to just, you know, like when you have those sugar spikes, you take that water like twice a day, and with the rest of the other lifestyle issues addressed, you should be able to see a difference.
Yeah, so we are talking about the low or hypoglycemia. Yeah, that is low blood sugar in the...
And high.
Sorry, glucose... You're not concentrating.
I'm cooking.
You're cooking. Sorry, yeah, we should... Yeah, okay. So, when the blood glucose are low, and the blood glucose levels are low, that means when you don't take care of it, you might end up being unconscious. You might end up being unconscious because the brain feeds only on the glucose.
Feeds on glucose.
It can only work.
So when it goes so low, it's completely starved of that glucose. So then it can simply stop.
It can simply stop.
Oh, that's serious.
Serious. It could even lead to worse thing, death or seizure or even just,
Now,
so it's
really, then it's something that we honestly need to take care of. But now tell me, are there any early symptoms and early signs so that you start noticing this and you're quick to do something about it?
Oh yeah, they are there. There is frequent urine output because of the excess glucose, blood glucose levels. It leads to excess urine output. There is hunger. That's another symptom.
Hunger.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say hunger, we all get hungry at some point.
Yeah, but there's that extreme hunger.
Extreme hunger, even after a very short time.
Even after a very short time.
Ah, okay. So
because if there is no this insulin to take this glucose to the bloodstream, then
so the blood sends messages.
Send the message I need.
And that is what we interpret as hunger.
Yeah. So you see now this one leads to the body being, you just feel fatigued because you don't have, the energy levels are low.
The energy levels are low.
That's why you see when it reaches like a noon, you feel lazy. Because
so you have to take in something.
You have to take in something to boost at least the energy levels. And also there is
this diabetes is, it's something. I feel even scared.
It's something for sure.
Yes, but you know, the good news is that with proper nutrition, it can be managed. And I think that is very nice. Okay, so my okra is doing very well. At this point, I will add the coriander. Please pass the coriander.
Okay, we have our coriander here, which is full of vitamins and minerals that we need for the body.
Okay. Yeah, remember this is a very quick thing. In a short while it will be ready. So let me just have the coriander. Okay, so we have our coriander. I know you always say something about what I've used here for cooking. So what do you want to say about coriander?
You can use it to garnish food. You can take it raw. You can cook it.
So other than the aroma,
antioxidants, it's full of phytochemicals.
Yes, the phytochemicals that help us fight disease. Yes, because God placed these things in nature so that as we use them, we get the benefit.
Sure.
I like that. So with that then, we'll give it just maybe another minute or two and then add our last ingredient, which will be milk. Meanwhile, I know you have lots to tell us and to share with me. Yes.
So about diabetes, we talk about carbohydrates. The carbohydrates, they're the major source of fuel.
Yes.
Because when you eat carbohydrates, for example, ugali, rice, the oats, the bran, buckwheat, name them, the body will break them down and absorb them, absorb the nutrients, where we get the blood. The blood takes the nutrients all over the body, so we get the glucose. So we talk about carbohydrates in terms of getting energy.
Yes.
And there are different types of carbohydrates. We have complex carbohydrate, we have simple carbohydrate.
That's getting complex now, but I'm ready to listen.
When we talk of complex carbohydrates, there are these carbohydrates that they have fiber, they have sugar, and they have starch. What are these sugars? We have, the sugars are not really advisable for the diabetes, because they're the ones that, like for example, the packed beverages.
I'll cut you short a bit because I'm about to add my milk. Now, you can use any milk. Coconut,
it has more protein.
Almond.
Soya
this one in particular is soya that we are going to use in this recipe. And once I put it, it will take just a short while and our okra will be ready.
So the soy milk, it has more protein than the cow's milk. And in our dish, it's like almost a complete dish because we have the vitamins and we have the proteins.
So what is lacking
here is the carbohydrates,
which now I think you need to just advise us because we will not be able to make it now.
So since we're talking about the diabetes,
you didn't remind me.
Oops,
I didn't add my salt.
But it's not late.
No, it isn't. Okay, so
about carbohydrates, since you're talking about a recipe that relates to the diabetes condition, it's advisable that we take the complex carbohydrates because they are rich in fiber, and the fiber slows down the blood sugar levels going high, and also it slows digestion. So there are two benefits there. It helps in weight management, thereby preventing diabetes if you're not yet...
if you don't have it yet. And if you have it, then that will help in management.
So we can have the whole complex carbohydrate. Examples of the complex carbohydrates is nuts, legumes, whole grains, fruits and vegetables.
Vegetables.
Yeah.
Yes. Those are complex. Interesting. Something about exercise, because yes, we talked about obesity. Yeah, and
before I forget about the complex carbohydrate, we need the whole grain, because the grain has the bran and the germ, the germ and the endosperm. Yeah, so the bran is the outer layer, and then you have the germ, which is the inner layer, and then the endosperm, which is the soft part.
What if I don't like that rough thing? Like in maize, I don't like the, I don't know which part it is, but the rough one, the
rough one is the bran.
Sometimes it sticks to your tongue as you eat.
And you still want to take the maize?
Yeah.
But you can take rice, because it can substitute that, because you need the carbohydrate. Because, for example, if you take, actually the reason why it's not advisable to take the grain which has already been removed, the outer layer, it's because it won't have fiber, therefore it will spike the blood sugars. That's the reason why. So it's not a matter of if I don't like or if I... Yes, there's preference in what you like to eat, but
yeah, but we need to eat more to feed the cells than to satisfy
just for the taste.
Good. That's a good point. So this is what we had for you for this time. We will take a short break, and when we come back, we will do another drink that will still address the same issue of diabetes. Welcome back to your favorite show, First Foods Fast. Now, in the first part of this show, we did an okra dish. It's still getting ready. In just some 3-4 minutes, it will be done. And now we want to do a vegetable drink. A vegetable drink. So we'll start we are doing the drink. I wanted to tell you first my first experience with this drink. First, I was told we're going to do a juice, so I was like, all ready for a juice. Because I was so used to just, the fruit juices, sweet in taste and all. Then I tasted this and I didn't quite like it. But then, I was encouraged to take it. And I did it for a week, and the results were quite good. At that point, I was battling with something that I do not want to tell you about, unless you insist.
I won't insist. For now, I won't insist.
Yeah, but it really, really helped me. So I think we need to get ready to do the drink. I need to clear this place so I can help you with some cutting. Yeah. Then if you please pass the chopping board.
The chopping board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the things to be chopped.
Okay, they're here.
Yep. Even as you continue to tell me, wow, I think I'm liking this because I'm learning so much about diabetes. And yeah, it's really, really good. To empty that. Yeah. Okay, so more of this into
the jug.
The jug.
finally, we're done. But it's hassle.
Done.
It's hassle.
It's quite some hassle. What I realized is that as you were putting it in, some of them went directly in here. So we will need to sieve this juice. Ordinarily, we won't have to sieve it. But yeah, I noticed there's some big pieces. As we wait to do that, I just want you to make me understand a little bit about this juice. I know we have put
cabbage,
yes.
we put carrot, we put tomatoes, we put onions. Not onions we did put.
We did.
Yes, and
we
garlic.
Did. I chopped them. How can you forget?
And garlic.
Yes, we did garlic.
And the spinach. So this is very rich in fiber.
Yes.
And fiber does not lead to the increase of the levels of blood sugar.
Okay. So
which is good for diabetes. It is rich in vitamin C and vitamin A.
Okay.
So good for the
with the carrots, with the spinach, and with the
cabbage.
But now question, do we just have to restrict ourselves to these? For instance, the greens, can we use other greens?
Yeah, we can use any other leafy green.
Like pumpkin leaves,
celery.
Celery.
The local vegetables.
All the local vegetables.
Yeah. So someone maybe is thinking, I don't have a juicer and I want to benefit from the juice to get the nutritional benefits and all that. So
it is possible. Actually, something that I thought was very ingenious. Somebody used a, what do you call that? A mincer. You know, the mincer that we used to use for doing nuts? Yeah? Yeah, I saw somebody actually make this juice from a mincer. And I thought that was really something. But the other thing you can do is to literally pound. The vegetables are juicy. So if you get a nice, what do you call that thing we use for pounding?
The mortar?
The mortar in pestle. Really clean. You can put your vegetables, after you chop them really fine, put it in there and pound them, and then you strain. Now you may even need a cloth, a white, nice piece of cloth to squeeze the juice out after that is done. I believe if you really want the juice, you'll get it.
You'll get it.
And so there are many, many other ways.
Have you talked of grating them?
Grating, yes. I talked of chopping, but grating even works better because you'll get smaller pieces. And therefore it will be even easier. Actually, if you grate, you can do without the pounding.
Without the pounding,
yes,
because you can, if you do it with the small size,
yes,
you can squeeze out the juice.
Yeah, you get more of the juice.
You get more of the juice. You can also eat if you have energy.
Yes.
Maybe you're not that sick. Yes, you're diabetic, but you're not that sick. If you're able to chew,
yeah, then you just do a salad out of these vegetables and take. And now, you know, I don't know if I should say I'm scared or I feel glad that I'm better educated. I know more about diabetes. I don't know if there's anything else you want to tell us about diabetes. Like, you know, I'm a busy person and my age really, exercise is not anything that I consider. But I heard you talk about exercise. So are there some exercises that I still can do at my age?
Yeah, walking.
So walking is exercise?
Yeah, walking is exercise.
Oh,
so
no,
long
I
as
was thinking if by talking about exercise, I thought you wanted me to start going to the gym or just, you know, do like marathon or no, it doesn't. I was going to tell you, not for me.
So long as you're putting your body into action, because that's exercise. So long as you're putting your body, it's not enough.
So walking. Like, I walk leisurely from the house to the place where I take the vehicle?
Not, you can have an evening walk, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. Because walking to get a vehicle, it can be just 5 minutes.
Like from my place, it's next door, really.
It's just next door.
So that would not be exercise. I think it's important that that comes out because some people are
weeding the flowers. Also, that involves your body movement. Weeding the flowers.
Weeding the flowers. So yeah, those are things I can do. What of when I'm just busy doing my house chores?
The house chores.
Yeah, I do my plates, I wash my plates, then I cook, is that exercise?
It doesn't really involve the body as such. So there's walking, there's weeding. Well, you can do the house chores. To some point it helps. Because while we are doing this exercise, you know, when you're exercising, that means that you're using your muscles.
Right.
And you need, after exercise, you'll have used the energy, and you need to replace that energy. And when you're diabetic, at times it means that there's excess glucose.
Okay, so you need to get it out.
You need to get it out. So the muscles will use the,
I understand.
You're getting the connection.
Now.
Now that's the importance of
exercise.
And not just for diabetic patients, but even for
our health in general.
Yes, in general.
we need to.
And about
exercise.
this juice, I had forgotten. There's a person I know who was has been injecting himself with insulin because he had type 2 diabetes. Whether he had to inject and inject and inject. But he just decided, this person who went there, a friend of his, and helped him, and just recommended of this juice, and actually a whole change, lifestyle change, exercise, food, water, sunshine, the 8 doctors we call them. So he did the juice, and you know, after like 21 days, he stopped injecting.
Wow. Because now the sugar levels were stable?
And he was not doing the snacking part. This thing of bites for the diabetes, he was just doing 2 meals.
Thank you. I think I'm excited. I'm excited because diabetes is something scary, but with this kind of knowledge, then you know there is hope. There's a way you can manage it. Okay, so our dish here of okra is ready, our drink is ready. I'll bring something to serve it in so that okay, if you could help me with the drink as I do
the vegetable.
Yes, as I serve the okra.
Yes, so we've seen that we can benefit from the okra by taking the water, the okra water,
the seeds,
roasting them and grinding them.
The pods.
We need to sieve this. You forgot the seed. You could get for me this.
I'm sorry, but what if you just removed the...
With a spoon?
Yeah, with a spoon.
So that you don't remove
too much fiber.
Sure.
Yeah, we need that fiber.
We've already removed by juicing it.
Yeah.
So we don't want to remove anymore. So we can put it,
That's it. Good. Good.
And it's
the green is really green.
It's really green, vibrant.
Yeah. So that's the okra. That's our drink.
Our drink.
Dear viewer, so this is what we had for you, and we had a chance to talk a little bit about diabetes. In our next episode, we will have a chance to dwell more on diabetes. And until that time, we want to welcome you, but now say bye. Bye.